you touched on Preston Vance earlier, so I think it's only right to talk about the Dark Order and the future of. Thus far this year we've had Anna and now Vance kind of leaving the group and going their separate ways. What's that been like for the group?
Not great. Truthfully, it's been a really, I mentioned how it was a roller coaster of a year. I've achieved some of my career highs, but I've also hit some of my personal lows this year. It's Dark Order started the year, and I feel like we were truly a force to be reckoned with. All of us, every single member. And then, you know, slowly it kind of unraveled. Stu decided to take a leave. Colt Cabana decided to take a leave and focus more on Ring of Honor. Alan Angels decided not to renew his contract and now is in a yellow wearing cult in Impact, which is really weird. Anna Jay decided she was gonna hang out with her other friend, and just kind of literally left our group 2 weeks after I announced to everyone that Dark Order is forever. So it's been all of that are things that I could accept. There are things out of my control, and then Preston Vance kind of took it a step much further than I thought any of my friends were capable of, and has joined LFI. And I'm not honestly, I would love to tell you what the future of Dark Order is, but I am in this weird situation now where both myself, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver don't know what is the future of Dark Order.
Interesting.
We were a very large group at one time, and now we are a small group of us three and Brodie Lee Jr. I don't think this is the end of Dark Order, but I feel like something has to change for us to move forward in the future. And I would love to reveal what that is here, but to be truthful with you and anyone who listens, I don't know what that is. I'm still reeling from what Preston Vance did, and I'm still unsure what effects it's going to have on us as a group and what it's going to have on the future. But it won't be the last you see of us three, and it won't be the last you see of Lil Brodie Jr. I just don't know in what shape it's going to be in the future.
You mentioned Brodie Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask, because I think he's for a young man with presumably not masses of performance experience, he's incredibly engaging on screen, and to do so in a mask, obviously you'll know better than me, but it's very difficult to transmit emotion through a mask and things like that. What's his approach like backstage? Do you seek a lot of advice, or is he a bit of a natural?
It's crazy because it's hard for me to say a 10-year-old is a natural, but he's a natural. He's been a pro wrestling fan his whole life. His father was a pro wrestler, so he's been raised in the world of pro wrestling. Amanda used to be a pro wrestler herself, so it's not. He's in a family of pro wrestling, and bless his soul, John. Unfortunately, when he passed away, AEW became Lil Brodie Lee's second family. I had only met him a few times before John passed away, but since then I feel like an uncle to him. Vance felt like an uncle to him. John Silver felt like an uncle to him. Alex felt like an uncle. Stu felt like an uncle. So he's kind of taken in the knowledge of a lot of people, but he's genuinely like he's 10, but one day he's going to be a pro wrestler. There's almost no question about it. There's too much on the table for him not to claim. And on top of that, he just has a talent for the theatrics of wrestling, has an understanding of wrestling that I don't think a 10-year-old should, but he does. And so, he's a great performer. He knows how to emote with a mask, which is something, I've tried to give tidbits on a little bit, but he understands that, it's emoting with your body, and it's emoting with emotion through your eyes. I can only presume he'll be one of the best wrestlers when he's an adult. He knows too much, and he's growing at an alarming pace. He's already so tall at his age. So he'll probably, in a perfect world, Dark Order hopefully will be around in 8 years. But if it's not around, I hope he comes back and revives it, because I just picture him 8 years from now coming back and being a full grown adult and towering over all of us already. And
Gosh.
so I can't wait to see what the future brings for him. And I'm very excited to be a small part of that.